Ladies and gentlemen, baby, you keep thinking to yourself, is this a pre-recorded intro? Or is Mr. Sorenzo really this athletic? And boy, oh boy, don't you know the answer already? Oh, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, cause the best guitar stream in the world, starting now. Oh, baby. Woo! Oh, baby. Ooh. What's happening? Oh my. Oh, baby. Woo! Ladies, gentlemen, how are we doing? How the heck are you doing? Happy Friday, Thursday. I don't know where you are in the world. The devil's in the detail. I know, the devil's in the detail. But wherever you are, hope you're well and hope you're ready for another night. Sorry. Let's try again. And then hope you're ready for another athletic guitar stream. Cause boy, oh boy, we are in the mood today. We are so in the mood today. I gotta tell you guys, we are so in the mood today because we've got a fantastic docket for you guys today. That's right. Woo! Oh boy, oh boy. The docket is gonna be real athletic today. Really athletic. Because first, we are gonna talk about the new PRS Fiore with humbuckers. Humbuckers? Yeah! And that guitar looks awesome. We're gonna talk about that. Then, Mr. Sorenzo, that's me, had an incident on my Instagram channel. We're gonna discuss that and part of the guitar culture. Then we're gonna talk about this new Gretch guitar model that came out. And then we're gonna talk about BB King. And then after that, Levy's straps and a few other gossips here and there. It's gonna be a fun stream. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, good to see you all. Let us get the party started, shall we? Endless. Oh, what? Alright, turn it down. We're gonna start. I get it. It was fun. Turn the music down. Turn it down. Turn down. Like, it's a little too, like, hype. Enough. Like, I get it. Let's play something a little bit more mellow, shall we? So that you guys can focus. So I can focus. I already have issues remembering names and pronouncing words, okay? So, let us get this party started, as the French say. Alright, can I get some confirmation on YouTube and on Twitch on how we're doing with the volume, the sound? Is the sound any good? Is the sound any good? Twitch, YouTube, if somebody can confirm, that'll be fantastic. Okay. I'll take it as a yes. So, with that said, ladies and gents, let us talk about it. Because I gotta tell you, I was surprised about this guitar being released right now. I'm talking about the PRS Fiore. Let's have a chat. So, this PRS Fiore guitar is a new... So, like, Fiore is not a new guitar, right? It's been around for a while. It's one of the first sort of Strat-ish models that PRS produced. And there was nothing crazy about it, like, you know what I mean, when it came out. Certainly didn't have the hype that Silver Sky had, that's for sure. But PRS just released a new humbucker config on Fiore. And that was really interesting. The timing of that was really, really interesting. And the reason the timing was interesting is because we are literally in black market. Did I say black market? We are literally in Black Friday, not market. We are in Black Friday week. Like, next week is literally the last day of Black Friday, right? And then we got Cyber Monday, okay? Not black market, Black Friday. So, we're literally in Black Friday. And one would think that when we get to Black Friday, the goal is to, you know, maximize the sale of the models that you currently have, as opposed to, you know, going on and introducing new models, because then, you know, if you have newer models, nobody buys the older version of that. Do you know what I mean? So I would, like, one would have thought that, okay, you have NOM in January, like, you know, late January, you have NOM going on. And so after your Cyber Monday, you have this whole December period of December to, you know, start running marketing campaigns on your new guitar models and then push things out at NOM. You know what I mean? Announce things. And it makes perfect sense. The only downside is that, you know, when you go and do your marketing close to Christmas and holiday period, it might be not as effective, you know. But could be, because a lot of people do Christmas shopping, so it has its own pros and cons. But at least you have that whole month to run proper marketing campaign for your guitars. So the fact that a new guitar model is coming out during Black Friday period is a little weird to me. I was a little surprised about the release timing of this electric guitar. So that's a really interesting one. Zuhair, how you doing? Zuhair says, is it morning or night in Australia now? Usually you do the live when it's late evening for me, but it's morning now and I'm going to work. Right now it is 12:11 a.m. So it's like late at night in the land down under. But I recognize that you're on your way to work in New York. How you doing? Yeah, that's right. Oh, wow, indeed. We at Mr. Sorenzo Inc. Let me talk to you face to face here. Just come here for a second. We at Mr. Sorenzo Inc. Proprietary Limited Corp trademark take the matters related to electric guitar very seriously. We don't know day and night when it comes to electric guitar. There's no day and night for us here in Mr. Sorenzo Corp, okay? So, you're lucky. Oh, wow, was the right answer. Had you gave the wrong answer, I would have lost it. Sorry, I got a little lightheaded there. The point is, yes, we're live. And so where are you right now? Are you sitting in a bus, in a train? Are you driving your Tesla on autopilot and watching the stream? What are you doing right now? Anyways, while Zuhair is answering all my questions right now, going back to the guitar, this is the interesting thing, right, about this particular guitar. That it's just released at this time of the year, and that's the thing that got me a little surprised. I wasn't expecting that happening. Now, for those who don't know, Mark Lettieri was the signature artist for Fiore, right? And a Fiore was basically a Strat-shaped guitar with single coils on it, basically, right? So you have that going on now. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, this guitar is gorgeous. I dig this color blue, and I dig Swamp Ash guitars. Like, I really like Swamp Ash, especially if they're sandblasted and you can actually feel the groove, you can actually feel the swamp. It feels a lot of fun if it's a Satin guitar. And yeah, love this blue, right? Zuhair, you told me we're looking for something stratty with humbuckers in it. How good is this? That came right in time. In fact, like, has a lot of the things you like about the stratty stuff, dude. Anywho, so you have this going on now. Let's have a look at the thing. And by the way, can I say something? When talking about the look, I think rosewood was the perfect fretboard choice for this guitar too. Because for those who, like, if you look at a fretboard that is made from rosewood, you can always see these like little grains and little things on the rosewood, unlike a lot of ebony fretboards or a lot of maple. You can actually see the grain, you can actually see the groove in there. So the fact that that is coupled with a Swamp Ash guitar where you can also see the grooves on those lines, is actually pretty fun. I think there's a nice consistency there that I like. Yeah. Zuhair says, I'm looking for a Fender Strat look. Oh, okay, well then this is not it then, I guess. That is not a Fender Strat look whatsoever. So yeah, that's what I thought was really interesting. The second thing that I found it pretty fun about this guitar was the 2-point steel tremolo, right? And I'll talk about this a little bit more in a second, but yeah, it's an interesting guitar overall, right? Let's have a listen to the guitar a little, and then let's dig into the more detailed specs. So let's do it.
This is for the opening?
Yeah, so usually these like signature videos start with a cold open talking thing.
We can do this, we can go bum ba 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 HH. And then we go into the me just I think it's me.
Now you're
I'm
showing
not like
off.
the most serious guy in the world. Hey, it's Mark Lettieri. I'm here at the PRS headquarters with my new guitar, Fiore HH. While I'm not necessarily associated with double humbucker guitars, they do play a pretty important role in my tonal arsenal as a recording musician. So it is kind of a big part of my sound, and I've always been a big fan of the PRS McCarty 594. I've always loved that guitar, and I thought, well, it might be fun to try that platform with the Fiore. So if you've always
That's the original Fiore, by the way, guys. For those who don't know. 3 single coils. This is the original Fiore.
So if you've always been intrigued by the specs of the Fiore, the construction of the Fiore, the tonal options of the Fiore, but maybe single coils aren't really your thing, I think this might be. Well, we're coming up on 5 years of the Fiore, and it's been my #1 guitar for everything. For writing, for recording, for live performance. They're
That's
worn
your
in, they're
signature
loved,
guitar.
they're well used, and they are a real big part of me and my music. I wanted to make a guitar that was my guitar, but I also wanted to have a guitar that was your guitar, for your music, for your sound. And I've seen numerous players, fans come up to me after shows with their Fiores. It's been on stage with everyone from Deep Purple to Janet Jackson.
Heck yeah.
It kind of blows me away that people have responded in that way, and I'm of course incredibly grateful to see how people are playing it and loving it and incorporating it into their music. And I'm very excited to have this new model as an extension of the lineup. You're going to be seeing it on a ton of gigs, I'm sure. In fact, you've already seen it on a few, maybe, as evidenced by some of the battle scars on this one. So it's already getting used. Is this all being filmed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing, right? So always whenever there's a signature guitar, you want to give the artist a chance to tour with it. Try it, test it, provide some feedback on it, and things of that nature. So the fact that this is happening, that's great. I don't know if every single guitar company does that, but PRS does it all the time. They John Mayer with Mark Holcomb. Santana's obviously the guy's been there for decades. You know what I mean? So this is something that PRS always does. Herman Lee toured with his PRS for 2-3 years at least. I could be wrong, but a very long time. Before both the Core and the SE became production models.
Great, some of it's not bad.
See how this is I think like one of the very few problems I have with this guitar. See how this knob, which I'm assuming it's a volume knob, how close it is to your tremolo bar and to your pickup and to the hand. That is the only thing about this guitar I think so far that I'm not really comfortable with. Like, I don't understand why should a volume knob or any knob be this close to your hand when you're playing it. That doesn't make any sense to me, the placement of this. Like, I would much rather, like, my volume knob starts somewhere from here and then like 1 or 2 tone knobs, like one tone knob maybe, you know what I mean? Right now, none of these knobs really are going to get in the way of this particular whammy bar, because as you guys saw, like, especially given the fact that the nut is not a locking nut, he's not going to do dive bombs with it. So the range of motion on that whammy bar is not going to be that crazily high for that handle to hit your volume knob or any other knob here, right?
What I really like about the way the Fiore is presented is that it is elegantly simple, but also classy. What we wanted to do with this guitar was no different. We wanted to keep that simple elegance, except this time we have a satin finish, so you can see the wood grain coming through.
Can I say something? For some reason to me, I never consider guitars with whammy bars, guitars with floating bridge in general, I don't consider them simple. Simple to me is a fixed bridge guitar with only one volume knob and nothing else, and a couple of humbuckers, or one humbucker even. In my Epiphone Firebird 1, the custom shop version that I have at home, the one that I recently bought, that's simple. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is like maybe average. This guitar is maybe like somewhere in the middle. It's the average. It's not on the simple side of guitars when it comes to config. Just want to put it out there.
Through here, and we did it in a cool color we are calling Black Hyacinth to keep with the floral theme
Hyacinth?
of the original series of Fiore guitars. If we were to compare this to a standard Fiore guitar, the construction is essentially the same. We still have our swamp ash body, our 2-post tremolo. The neck carve is exactly the same. We have a 25.5-inch scale. We have our rosewood board.
We like that.
This cool 2-post tremolo with this very solid tremolo bar with a weighted tip on it for kind of maximum stability. Locking tuners, cool vintage tuning pegs. Of course, the truss rod cover that my mom designed. Bridge pickup is exactly the same. And we did do a little bit of R&D with the neck pickup. We had one iteration that was a little bit more scooped in the mids and had slightly more of, I guess, what I would consider a modern sound, which I didn't really like. So we put some of the mids back in and ended up, the final product is just the Fiore bridge pickup in the neck position. We just lowered it a little bit to get a little bit more air out of the strings and keep the volume even between the two of them.
So all that R&D for nothing, basically.
I am really, really enjoying the way that this guitar is sounding.
I'm glad.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Do you want me to keep talking? Yeah, let me just do something. I need to play.
Hold on. What do we have on that pedal board? Go back. Hold. Go back. All right. What do we have here? Do I recognize anything? I recognize this. I don't know what the HRM is. That's some sort of an EQ. Okay, I don't know much. Like line 6 helix, that's what I know. He kind of did a bomb. He kind of did a dive, but didn't do it. So that is the introduction about this guitar. He's such a good guitar player, by the way. Jokes aside, Mark Lettieri is an awesome guitar player. So his music might not be necessarily my cup of tea, but he's a great guitar player. Now, okay, so talking about the guitar, let's go through the specs together. And I know Mark talked about this a little. PRS 2-point steel tremolo. The vintage style locking tuners. So these are not those lightweight Gen 3 PRS stuff, which most PRS guitars now have. The Phase 3 tuners that PRS has now on most of their guitars, the wings here are made of really light plastic material. And the reason they put it there is just the number one, obviously, takes some of the weight from your neck away. So obviously, you don't want to have any, like, say, neck dive on your electric guitar. So that's the first thing. But also, secondly, is that all that weight away from the headstock in PRS's philosophy reduces the dampening of the sound by the guitar, keeps the brightness. So that's why they did that in their Gen 3. And then you got the humbuckers that we just heard basically there. Now, swamp ash body, flat top, 22 frets, 25.5-inch scale. We like that. Maple neck with a scarf joint. Truss rod, duh. Fiore neck shape. And just looking at the width at the nut. And then, you look at the width at the body. It's not, it's kind of standard. It's not like that crazily like a revolutionary new kind of shape that would surprise you. Though I'm surprised that the fretboard radius is 10 inches. I thought it would be a little higher. I know Mark Lettieri is into like old school stuff a lot, but I thought this would be a little flatter because he does shred. But clearly not. Anywho, we have a bolt-on body, Satin Nitro finish on the guitar. We like that very much. Nickel hardware, bone nut, not a surprise. And the volume comes with 2 push and pull tone controls and a 3-way blade pickup switch. So that'll give you about how many combos? Like 8, 9 combinations. Comes with 1046 PRS signature strings and a premium gig bag. And you have what? 4, 4, 8. Yeah, so I was right. Almost 9. Comes with 8 different tone options, basically. Humbuckers. Yeah, so basically it changes the circuit in series or in parallel, basically, which is insane. Okay, so it doesn't go for a single coil, obviously, because the other Fiore has single coil. So the push and pull changes the circuit from parallel to series and otherwise. So they're staying true to this humbucker. If you want the single coil sound, you get the other Fiore. I think that was the logic, and that makes perfect sense, right? That makes perfect sense. You already had the single coil version. If you buy this guitar, it means that you don't want the single coil, so you're good. The colors, oh my lord. So blue was by far my favorite. I adore this blue color, by the way. But it comes with the black hyacinth that Mark said. This one is metallic midnight. It comes with a red apple metallic, and this is the sunflower. Which is doesn't look bad, but it's not as good as the blue, let's be honest. And these, my friends, are the original Fiore. So you got the Fiore, you got Fiore Satin, which looks awesome. And then you have the humbucker obviously here. And by the way, so the fretboard here is with rosewood. Other Fiores come with maple, right? Which again, you would have thought, like, I don't know, man. You would have thought, you know what, actually, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to hold that thought to myself. We're not going to say that. I'm going to have an armada of Fiore-loving maniacs getting on me and saying horrible things to me. So, nevertheless, man, that guitar is out. Wonder how much it is on Sweetwater. If it's out on Sweetwater or not, I wonder. Well, let's check it out. Because, like I told you guys earlier, the fact that they've released a model like this at this time of the year is a surprise to me. It really is. Like, why would you release a new model this time of the year? When everyone's, you know, when you're putting out a lot of special for everyone to go and buy your older models, you know, finish the stock there, your 2025 model, and then 2026 stuff. Don't put 2026 stuff when 2025 stuff's on special. So let's see if it's there. PRS Fiore HH. Oh my lord, it's already there on pre-order. Okay. It's on pre-order. And it's $2,600 for the guitars we saw. And then what's the white one? Oh, so the white one there is a little bit more expensive. So the white, the sunflower, the red, this red, are a little bit more expensive. And the sugar moon. Okay. $200 more for the color, basically, and the hardware. Fine. Yeah, surprised, eh? Really surprised. Really surprised. So, quick question then. If this is going for $2,600, how much is the other Fiore going for right now? $2,400. Right? 2,000. 2,250. Right. So, like $400 difference, basically. On average. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Look, the fact that the original Fiore comes with 2 single coils and the other one comes with just 1 humbucker, I don't know how that would factor into the price. I honestly think the predominant reason for the difference between the pricing of these two guitars doesn't have anything to do with the cost of build or OPEX. It just has to do with the fact that one is coming in more recent. That's all. It's just like a new shiny thing. So we can price it a little higher. Yeah. Okay. Again, live and learn, right? Live and learn. I just realized I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry. This is what I was showing everybody. So, my bad, guys. I thought I was sharing, but I wasn't. So, this is what I was talking about. So, this is the older Fiore, $2,400, $2,000, $2,200, right? And then You get the new stuff coming out for 26 and all that. And so there's like, I don't know, a few $100 difference between them. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, live and learn, right? One would have thought that if Sweetwater is running some specials on all of these guitars, you would wait for them to finish this whole thing and then go through, you know, putting out new models. Yeah. All right. So the most popular stuff on Sweetwater has changed since the last stream on Saturday. Now it's the Heritage Custom guitar on the most popular. That's the one's being pushed out. Then the Angelico XL. And then a Gibson Les Paul Standard 50s. Not a surprise there. That's a good special too, though. $2,600 has a $600 discount on it. Huh. Anyone wants a Standard 50s plain top Gibson Les Paul? It's there for you to grab. Okay, let's go to guitars. Now that we're here, I might as well check a couple of things out. So, I want to see... What do we have here? Somehow, PRS Hollow Body 2 Piezo made it to this list. Huh. Who would have thought? Really interesting. Okay. So what's the biggest saving? Like, which one is the one that... Newest deals, newest product brand, ending soon, newest deals, best deals. What are your best deals right now on this thing? Horrible deals. What is this? That's not what I was asking for. Anyways, you know what? Screw these guys. Love Sweetwater, but you're not giving me what I want from my search results, so I'm going to move on. All right. Let's talk about this. I wanted to bring this up in the chat today because I had this Instagram thing happening. And I really thought I want to talk about it. I thought it was really interesting. So check this out. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. You guys remember, hopefully you remember that in one of our streams earlier, we were talking about EMG pickups, right? I was talking about why EMG pickups, you know, were compressed and why do they need preamp and how does all of that come together? Why some people call EMG pickups sterile. Basically what I said here was, actually, you know what? Let's listen to what I said. It's a short, it goes for 60 seconds anyway. Let's talk about what I said, and then after that I want to read you guys the comments. And there was this observation I made and I thought I really want to share it with everybody. It's such an important observation. So check this out. This was the video, right? Where's the audio? Preamp or anything are actually not high. Listen again. EMG pickups on their own without any preamp or anything are actually not high output pickups. What? Adding a preamp is basically a process of you bringing smaller, lower signals to a standard line. EMG pickups are heavily compressed. If you have a look, uncompressed signal at the top has all these, you know, ups and downs and peaks and valleys and all this variation, all this dynamic range. See that? As opposed to now, top and the bottom being squeezed. So you add a limit to the top, add a limit to the bottom. You squeeze the signal like that and turn it into the compressed signal, which is this. And now you can see that all those sort of peaks and valleys are missing, all the tops and downs, all that dynamic range is gone. It takes all those beautiful nuances away. This chart here is exactly why a lot of people call EMG pickups sterile. Okay, so this was what I brought up earlier, you know, in our previous stream. And then we, you know, did some shorts on it. The shorts were posted on my Instagram channel and all that. And this video got a lot of views and it got a lot of comments. And the thing that got me a little surprised, not surprised, actually, no, didn't get me surprised, but got me thinking, because you know what happens? Like, I've been doing content for almost 3 years now. And when you create content for this long, and 3 years is nothing, by the way. There are guys and girls that have been doing content for over 10 years, right? But when you do content for some time, you really get used to crappy comments, unpleasant stuff, trolling, and all that jazz. It's part of the territory. It's the cost of doing business, as they say, right? It just is, like it or not. And you know, if you're smart enough, you learn to deal with it early on. And you know, I dealt with it early on, which is great. Like that's good. That was lucky. Not lucky. I mean, I made a conscious decision. But the thing here was that in this video, I'm not trashing EMG guitars, right? For those of you who are regular on the stream know that EMG 8185 is actually one of my favorite pickup pairs. Why? Because Kirk Hammett was the reason I picked up the electric guitar. Kirk Hammett and Metallica were the reasons why I picked up the electric guitar. And at that time, both of those guys were playing EMG 8185s, right? So that signature thrash sound was something that I actually grew up with. So I love that sound. You know what I mean? So this is by no means was to trash it. Now, are most of my guitars sort of like passive pickups? And am I right now more sort of like a fan of Seymour Duncan stuff? Yes. Right? No questions about it. But that doesn't mean that I don't like, you know, EMGs or anything of that nature, right? That just doesn't mean that. For some reason, though, a lot of people in the comments sort of, I felt like they sort of felt like they've been attacked. Do you know what I mean? And I had to like delete a few really, really rude comments here because it wasn't fun anymore, like reading it and the way people were interacting. So let's read the comments a little. And then I wanted to give you this one very important point that I think is a lesson learned for myself and hopefully gives you guys a bit of a perspective too. So, anywho, you know, one guy says that's why they're great for high gain. Sure, no question about it. I've tried so many pickups variations and still active 8185 is my most favorite. I agree with you. I love them. This is so true. You're the best. You're the best, bro. You can make anything sing if your fingers are good enough. Love that comment. And then this guy says yes and no. EMG pickups are high outputs. And yes, the EMG pickups are not high outputs, guys. Right? And yes, it's because on a board preamp it's powered by 9V. Whatever. Like the guy just wanted to say something, I guess. I don't know. I didn't like that comment in particular, though I have a lot of respect for him. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm not bashing on it. Fists, and that's why we love them. Yeah, I love him too. I like him. Me too. Love my 8185. Me too. How many times do I say it? I'm a noob. Can't you do it with a compressor? Yes, you can. Compressor signal, if you do it on a pedal or a multi-FX, goes after your pickup. You have some that are built in the pickup. The other guy says, I have a few people that beg to differ. Keep them begging, I guess. Right? Doesn't really matter too much since guitars get compressed anyways. No, it does matter because the compression that you put on the guitar separately can be adjusted. You can adjust the attack, adjust the release, adjust the mix. And you can play around with that. If it's inbuilt into the pickup, you can't. So it does make a difference. And a lot of times, people don't even play with compressors. So, you know, like whatever. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. And so I don't know. I had to delete the ones that got really rude and offensive. And so I just brought this up to give you guys this nugget. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. That is that if never ever tie your identity to a pickup, a guitar, or anything of that nature when it comes to discussing it with other people. And not just guitars or pickups, by the way. Everything. Anything that is part of your belongings, politics, social issues, just never tie your individual identity to it. Right? Because what happens as a result of that is just conflict, and you will miss out on a lot of things that people tell you, you misinterpret them, right? So for somebody who, like, you know, tie their identity to EMG pickups, like EMG pickups is everything and all that. When they hear me say something like this, and that video is, again, I'm not trashing. EMG 8185s are my freaking favorite, or like one of my favorite pickups. I grew up with them, right? When somebody listens to that and they're really feeling strongly about EMGs and they type their identity to it, right? They would take what I said in this short video as me telling them that EMGs suck and they're bad people for liking EMGs, or their taste is bad, and I didn't say any of that. But the reaction that I got from some people that I had to delete those comments was like that, like I've said that to them. Do you know what I mean? Like they're fighting with me over it. As if, you know what I mean? Like, which is never the case. I just stated a basic fact about EMG pickups, and it's a fact. It's factual. You guys can look at dynamic ranges. You can look at the frequency responses. Right? It's all there. So I thought to bring that up. So like next time when somebody says, you know, like talking about, say, food, let's just try another. Let's just say you like Japanese food and somebody comes and tells you, you know what? I don't like Japanese food. Japanese food sucks for me, right? It doesn't mean that you're a bad person for liking Japanese food. It doesn't even mean that Japanese food is bad. It just means that it doesn't work for that person. So don't get into it with them for something like this, is what I'm trying to say. Before you reply with, oh, you know, whatever, just think that, you know what, it's about them. That comment is about them. It's not about you. It doesn't have anything to do with you. So I thought to bring that up because it was funny. Now, I you know, again, as a content creator, you get it all the time. But this time around, like, it got a little bit more intense than usual, and I was like, all right, well, let's address it. Okay? There was nothing wrong with two people liking two different things and talking about it. And if you and I like two different things and we talk about it, doesn't mean that we hate each other. Doesn't mean that we think the other person sucks or anything. Doesn't mean that that other person's taste is bad. I'll give you guys another example, right? I, personally, right, am not a big fan, wait for it, not a big fan of jams. Strawberry jam, raspberry jam, carrot jam, apple jam, whatever jam's out there. Now, I'm not a fan. I don't like it. It's too sweet for me. I don't like the texture. I don't like anything about it. I don't eat jams. Right? So, now when I say, hey, I don't like jams, I don't eat jams, and you say, let's just assume you do, that doesn't mean that jams are bad or you're bad, right? I just hope I got that point across, is what I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, EMG pickups are no different. Good God, people got fired up on that one. All right, nevertheless, shall we jump to the next item on the docket? Let's do this. All right, Gretch. For those who don't know, Gretch and Abbey Road Studios launched a limited edition RS-201 Studiomatic Gretsch guitar, and I thought it looks awesome. I don't know whether that's some sort of a Persian rug back there, but boy oh boy, this guitar looks really nice, right? I'm not a fan of hollow body guitars at all, but this guitar kind of looks elegant to me. This historic collaboration marks the first time Abbey Road's legendary RS numbering has been awarded to a musical instrument. Gretsch and Abbey Road Studios have joined forces to create the limited edition Abbey Road RS-201 Studiomatic. It's designed specifically for a recording that incorporates technology developed by Abbey Road's engineering team directly into the signal path, which I thought was really interesting. Right? Now, central to this collab is a circuit inspired by the classic RS-97 rumble filter, originally designed by EMI engineers at Abbey Roads, in the 50s to remove very low frequency and mechanical vibrations from recordings. Built directly into the guitar, this onboard filter allows players and engineers to roll off low-end frequencies on the fly, achieving recording-ready tone without external processing. It's a clever solution to the age-old challenge of taming muddy low mids in the mix, giving guitarists remarkable tonal control while retaining clarity and warmth. I am almost tempted to call this a high-pass filter, but I'm not gonna do it. So, with that said, let's check out this video together, shall we? What do we have here?
This is the first time ever that Abbey Road has created a musical instrument that you can physically pick up and play.
All guitarists go through this moment where you're always trying to fight your space in the mix.
We basically completely changed the electronics. We built something that wasn't already available in the Gretsch lineup.
It's about how can we evolve it so that it's designed specifically for what we do here, which is recording.
To be able to build a guitar which had that in mind would allow the musician to craft the sound that they want, which then helps the sound engineer understand what that vision is.
I wanted it to be versatile, capable of a wide palette of sounds that's easy to get at and to switch between.
The EMI technical team, back in the 50s and 60s, made many great innovations, one of which being the rumble filter. And we put that into the guitar. It drops some of the bottom end off of the signal where it isn't necessary. So half the EQing's already done before it hits the recording console.
There's a sort of mild version and a more extreme version, and you can choose to have that engaged on either pickup.
Add a bit of fuzz to it. So you can hear a lot of feedback, a little bit flabby bottom end, you know, slightly uncontrolled. So if I then engage the filter, and you'll see how much more controlled it can be. Gone.
High pass filter. That's too extreme.
Much more controllable.
Having this switch right here, like 3 inches away from where you're actually playing the guitar, is quite special, to be honest.
Just being able to change the character of the guitar with that, I'm like blown away, to be fair. Sounds great. It's amazing.
Really cool.
This case is inspired by a colour that you see a lot here at Abbey Road. I think it's come out great.
God damn, look at that color.
It's got the Abbey Road logo, Studiomatic, which I'm very proud to see. We went with custom wound Filtertron pickups. They've got a real beautiful attack to them. Big speed with the V cut out. We added a little Easter egg as well. So this blue plush on the inside was a lot like the original colour of the doors in Studio 2.
Abbey Road as a place is full of some of the most talented engineers. To be able to take their knowledge and have it in your own studio, I think that's an incredible thing to have.
It's not just for these walls, it's for everyone
Okay.
out there.
It, like, again, I am going to go on and call it a glorified high pass filter, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. I almost I'm tempted to call it that, but I'm not. Now, funny enough, obviously, like a partnership like this is a lot easier done when your company is owned by this ginormous investment group and there's a ginormous amount of money you can throw around and play around with things. And for those who don't know, Gretch is owned by the FMIC by Fender. So that probably made things a little easier. Now, going to the guitar itself, we have 2.25-inch deep maple body with parallel bracing, classic C-shaped maple neck, a little chunky, 12-inch radius bound ebony fingerboard with perloid and neoclassic thumbnail inlays. That's what we're talking about here. That's so Gretsch, and I really like it. These little thumbnail inlays, I actually really like it. for some reason, it's just nice and simple to me. I always like them. So Graphtech Tusk Nut. Custom Filtertron pickups, you guys heard it. I wasn't a fan of the sound, to be honest with you. I just thought a little too muddy, and then that high pass filter was a little too much. It's like, I wouldn't understand how this would come in handy in a studio, to be fully honest with you guys. It would be still a lot easier if you just record the guitar signal directly without any effects or anything else, and then change everything in post-prod, like in your DAW or whatever. And if you want to go with like direct recording from this, like, you know, from your amp, so your amp goes to your cab and then microphones in front of it, like 3 microphones. If that's the way you want to go about it, I still don't understand how that muddy sound is going to really cut through the mix. And that high pass filter really, really missed some mids. I think did it too much, but anyways, that's just me. Adjustomatic bridge on a secured ebony bass. So this is the Adjustomatic bridge, guys. Let us show it to you. Here we go. And it's a wraparound. Oops. I thought that was the image that I opened. Why did it go to something else? Here we go. Open it up. There you go. And it's a wraparound bridge. So the strings, see that? See the things there? They wrap around the bridge and go to towards the neck and then to the tuning pegs. Got a Bigsby, obviously. Hopefully you didn't miss that out. Gold hardware, hard shell case, and it's available in classic walnut satin. And I thought that is, yeah, that's an interesting color. I like this color. I think they've done a good job with the aesthetics of the guitar. I don't know how I feel about the pickup and that high pass filter, to be fully honest with you. I think they've done better work in this. So, so yeah. But also got to keep in mind, right? The clientele that likes this guitar, prefers this guitar, is usually more often than not boomers. And there's nothing wrong with it, you know, but like when you listen to older recordings of this stuff, that's when they're a little bit more muddy, a little bit more fuzzy. Things weren't as clean and as bright as the way they are now. Technology, I guess, right? That's normal. So I would understand why somebody who was raised in the 70s, for example, would appreciate a sound like this. I get that. 3,000 Australian dollars. That makes it for about what? $2,500 US dollars? Let's check Sweetwater, see if they got it there. Ah, never mind. 1,500. What is the conversion rate between the US dollars and Australian dollar right now? All right, I take it back. It's $1,600 US dollars. So there you have it, folks. Made in China, huh? Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I didn't see that coming. That looked like a... Yeah, that's the Abbey Road, right? Yeah. Wow. I didn't see that coming. I thought it would be like, I don't know, Indonesia or Korea or somewhere. I didn't think at that price point they would have it from the U.S. You know, it wouldn't be a U.S.-made one. But boy, oh boy, I didn't... All right, fine. So it's made in... where? Please don't tell me this is made in the same facility as the Squire. Okay. Right. I mean, look, it doesn't... Ultimately, obviously, it doesn't matter where a guitar is made. It's what matters is how skilled people that are making it are, and how good the equipment is, and things of that nature. But again, historically speaking, Indonesian-made guitars, on like overall, the ones made at court, or Korean ones, for example, they've probably been better quality of instrument, I think, so far. Now, for fairness, though, I would put Chinese-made guitars above Indian-made guitars. The two Indian-made guitars I played with this year, boy oh boy, they were a horror show. Expensive, overpriced, and really bad quality. And it's not a bash, by the way, on India or Indian-made guitars. It's just that, you know what it's like? It's like when you start producing a guitar in a country somewhere, in a different country, right? The skills have to go, the machinery has to go, the guitar culture has to go. All of these have to come together for good guitar to be produced. And I just don't think that is in India yet. India is a much more recent place for these builders to go and build electric guitars en masse, the way, for example, BC Rich is. Or Chapman guitars, I think they took some of their stuff there too. I could be wrong about Chapman. I know for a fact that BC Rich is, because I played with that Gunslinger model that came out this year, and it was horrible. It was so bad. So, anyways, yeah, that was a surprise. I hope it's a good guitar. Will I buy it? No, God no, not my style of guitar. And I don't understand why I would pay $1,500 for a Chinese-made guitar. I'm just not gonna do it. just not going to do it. So there you have it, folks. What a surprise! That was a big twist, right? I was like, while we were looking at this, right, the specs and everything else, I was treating it like, oh my God, look at this! Like, there's beautiful designs in there, electronics and Abbey Road and limited edition. I thought, high class, athletic, high octane. Yeah, that was like a bit of a twist. I don't know. There will come a day that Chinese guitars will be as good as any other guitars. Just as today is not that day. So we'll hope that day comes in. But yeah. Japanese guitars, we like Japanese guitars. We love them. I gotta tell you. Boy, wasn't that a surprise. It was got a little it was like an unexpected turn of events. Right. And the thing is, like, this is the truth, right? A lot of people feel very differently. A lot of people feel similar to myself, like they have a really high regard for American-made and Japanese-made guitars, but not so much anywhere else. So I get it. We all have our own biases, I guess, and this is mine. This is my bias, and I like it. It's a part of me. Like it's a part of me. Like I said, I like it. Maybe not. It's a part of me that I don't like, but it's still a part of me, so I like it. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a twisted logic there. I get it, but that's the truth. So with that said, let us jump to the next item on the docket, shall we? So, Joe Bonamassa. In another video, I said I call him Joe Bassanova, but he's Joe Bonamassa K. He said, I challenge the premise of the question. What question? Well, he was doing an interview with UltimateGuitar.com. And so when Ultimate Guitar Guy asked him what makes BB King so special, despite the fact that he's not a virtuoso, Joe Bonamassa actually pushed back, and I like it. I really like what he just said there. He said, look, I challenge the premise of the question. Virtuosity comes in many shapes and forms. I mean, BB King is probably one of the few one-note, instantly recognizable guitar players. And he's right, by the way. Thrill is gone. I highly recommend, if you guys are not educated on BB King, I highly recommend you guys to listen to his top hit, called The Thrill Is Gone. It's an awesome blues song. It's one of the best blues songs in the history of blues. And the solo is really simple, but when the first note is played, you know what solo it is. So when Bonamassa says, look, it's one of the very few guitar players with a one-note instantly recognizable guitar solo, he's right. 100% agree with him on it. I mean, like, you can't not recognize Thrill Is Gone when you just hear that first note that is played. Right? Name somebody else that could go that is, you know, B.B. King in one note. Clapton, maybe, but it'll be very hard. So his genius on the guitar wasn't the flash, even though he was deceptively fast, especially on those early records in the 50s. But it was in something else with B.B. King, right? And again, if you guys have listened to B.B. King's music, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. The less is more approach. You know, he didn't try to cram as many notes as he possibly could in a short span of time, which is the sole focus on the sole focus of most Instagram guitar players these days. It's just cramp as many as you can. Just go sweeping and blah, 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 tap, and then just do as many notes as you can. What he did was very little, but very effective. So effective. B.B. King. Listen to his solos. So emotive, very minimalistic, so effective. And I think that's the magic of B.B. King's playing. You know. And I understand, by the way, can I say something? I understand that, you know, if you're a content creator, if you're a guitar player, if you sell guitar courses and things of that nature, I understand the urge. Or you're just like looking for attention. You just want to, you know, make your socials bigger and all that jazz, right? I understand the urge of just working on fast stuff and only posting about fast stuff. I get that, because that's what gets the eyeballs. Sometimes I feel the same way, not pressure, but like feel like I'm nudged towards that direction. So then when I play something that is a lot slower and I love it, it doesn't get as much attention and it doesn't feel the same sometimes when I post it. So I'll give you guys an example, right? Let me stop the music again to tell you exactly what I'm talking about here. So this was, I think, the latest fast-ish video that I posted on my Instagram and on YouTube, right? I think I was playing the Hello Kitty guitar, and it was the Bullet for My Valentine solo for the song Scream, Aim, Fire. This was the song. You know, it's not slow, it's not too fast. You know. Right, and so, you know, it's an okay speed. It's fast, but not like extremely fast, but it's fast enough, right? Then not long before that, maybe literally a video before that, this is what I posted. And I enjoyed playing this one a lot more. But I knew the moment this only got like 4 likes or something, right? The moment I posted it, I knew what was going to happen, right? I knew before I posted it, rather. I knew exactly what was going to happen because it's a slow song. It's not fast. It's not shreds. It gets less attention and all that jazz. So you guys get what I'm talking about, right? So it sort of nudges you that way if it's not putting, you know, if it doesn't pressure you, it nudges you towards that certain direction. And I thought, I still think it's not ideal, and I don't care. So I'm not like doing this for the views or anything. I do it because I love it. So if I am in the mood to play something slow, like you guys just saw, then I'll just post something that I enjoy, right? Whether that be Slipknot's Snuff acoustic, whether that be some slow blues jam, you know what I mean. You guys get the point. So I think there is something to be said about not cramming as many notes as you possibly can in a short span of time and just play something that is effective. Play something that makes musical sense. That's one of the things I really liked about Kirk Hammett's solo and a lot of like earlier Metallica songs, because right now it's like so fashionable to trash on Kirk Hammett and say, oh no, the guy only does like, he's a horrible guitar player, you know, he only plays like pentatonics and yada yada. I get it, it's like fashionable to do it now, but these idiots who say these kind of things don't remember. I shouldn't have said idiots, sorry, I'm fired up. But these lovely people that say these kind of things don't remember how all of us were in awe of those earlier, like, you know, Unforgiven solo or Master of Puppets solo. To this day, on UltimateGuitar.com, Master of Puppets solo is still the #1 solo everybody goes to learn. That's Kirk's solo last time I checked. No? That is a Kirk solo, isn't it? But you listen to other solos that are a bit more pentatonic-y, granted. There are less notes there, but they're effective. And we love that. It just makes musical sense. It just takes you with it, right? That's the real magic. And on the same token, that is exactly why Mr. B.B. King rocks. And that's exactly why Joe Bonamassa said exactly what he said. So I thought I wanted to bring this up a little. So there you have it, folks. All right. I've got one more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. And this is like a very brief, very brief product review. So I saw this Levy's ad on Premier Guitar, not an ad, like an article, talks about, you know, you got the amp leather collection with the new matte and extra long shapes, right? But this is like a general, very common shape of Levy's straps. Levy's, for those guys who don't know, it's a premium leather company. They produce one of the best guitar straps that is out there in the market. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is not to read you some ad, but to tell you that I actually bought one. I bought one. This arrived a couple of days ago, and I adore it. It's one of the best straps I've ever owned. It's one of the best straps I ever owned. And this is a bass strap, actually. So it's actually really wide. If you have a look at it here, it's really wide. It's 4.5 inches. Usually the guitar straps are 2 inches. Wide ones are 3.5. This is 4.5. So this is predominantly for bass, I would suppose. But I bought it because the width of it takes some pressure away from my shoulder, especially when I practice with a strap on for an extended period of time. Now, the downside of it is that it's not extra long, so it's a little short for me. I like to strap my guitar low, so this is short. Now, I reached out to see if I can find an extension to this so that I can make it a little longer there. I haven't heard back, and I haven't found anything yet, especially something white. And I don't want to buy a whole new strap just to put that in there. You know what I mean? I may have to, but if I do that, it has to be a white leather one. Oh boy, this looks awesome, by the way. I really dig this. If only this was a little longer, I would have told you confidently that this is my absolute favorite strap ever. So if you guys are interested in buying a new strap in like Black Fridays, I'd recommend Levy's. Like this padded stuff is awesome. It's wide, it's padded, it's comfortable, and I like the smell of leather. So, by the way, this is not sponsored by Levy's. I genuinely just like the strap. I've had a whole lot of different straps. This is awesome. This is one of the best ones. One of the best ones I've ever had. So, not sponsored. Okay, they're like, oh, this guy got paid by Levy's. No, this is not a sponsored post. I just really like the product. So, if you saw some Black Friday special and you needed a new strap, consider getting one. It's amazing. Get the padded ones, by the way. So the one that I have like this, see the padded stuff here? It's wide and padded, and that's what makes it nice and comfortable. So if you're buying one, just keep that in mind. This is the one I'm talking about, because Levy's, like any other brand of guitar straps, have like a vast range of different stuff. Like they've got stuff made with cotton. They have stuff made with jeans. They have stuff made with like some plastic, polymer, polyester, whatever. So there's a whole range there. So just to tell you what I've bought. That I thought it was really good. All right, guys. With that said, let's leave it here, shall we? I think we had a really, really athletic stream. I thought that was a good stream today. We talked about the new PRS Fiore. We talked about my Instagram and the guitar culture and all the stuff that is going on. We talked about Gretch. We talked about BB King. And now we finished it with a strap. We liked it. We liked the stream. And guys, with that said, thanks so much for hanging out. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do. If you haven't hyped the video, hype it. Let us spread the love of electric guitar to everybody. Okay. Guys. Mwah. Thanks for hanging out. Take care of yourself. And if not in the next video, I'll see you on our next Saturday stream in 2 days. 3 days, 2 days. You get the idea. Okay? And have a great rest of the day. Take care of yourself. See you in the next. Woo!